So I'd like to answer the question today, why am I so frugal? Well, these are a couple of the answers right here. The main reason that I am frugal is because it provides me independence, freedom, all those things so that I can spend time with those I love and I can have time to be myself and do my own thing. I've worked for years and years and years. I started working at 14 and a half with a work permit, and I got a work permit and I started working at a little taco shop. And from there, I just did all kinds of jobs all through college. After college, I really haven't had much of a break until I was 59 years old. When I turned 59, a wonderful thing happened to me. I had my first grandchild. And the moment that I laid eyes on that child, I decided at that point, that was my why. My number one rule for success in living a frugal life is making a decision that you want to be financially free. I made that decision a long time ago. So I've been on the path for quite a while. So, and what I mean by that is, if you're in a situation where maybe you've got more bills going out than you've got money coming in, maybe you're going to have to work towards those goals. But initially, you have to make up your mind and say, I want to be financially free. I want to have freedom. I don't want to be a slave to my debt. I don't want to be a slave, working for, a job that I hate or doing things that I really don't want to be doing because I don't feel like I have any other choices. So make up your mind, number one, whatever age you are, however old you are, whatever your lot in life is, make up your mind. Today is the day I decided I'm going to be financially free. Number two rule is that you want to evaluate how you spend. You want to look at your situation realistically. Take out your checking account. Take out, everything related to how money comes into your situation, whether it's PayPal, odd jobs, under the table, W-2, 1099, whatever it is that you have coming in. You make a list of all your incoming monies that you have coming into your life. The next thing you do is you make a list of all the things that you have going out. Now, you may not be in a position today, or you may well be in a position to just say, okay, today's the day I'm going to start being free. But you want to evaluate your situation very honestly. So rule number three is that you want to make a budget. Now, a lot of people hear the budget and they're going to hit the off button and turn me off right now. But it's not as hard as it sounds. You've already got your list of money coming in. You've got your list of money going out. So now at this point, you're going to put a name on those things. You're going to give power to each one of those things. If you have rent or a mortgage payment, you're going to have to account for food, lights, gas, car payment if you have one, entertainment, whatever your situation, whatever it is that you feel you have to pay, you look at what you have coming in, what you have going out, and you make a budget. Now, I'm going to just show you how I do mine. So I have two different ways that help me to track my budget, and this is what they are. So the very first thing that I do at the beginning of every month is I have a list of all of my bills that I have to pay. Now, my husband and I divvy them up. This is my portion of the bills. And every single month I go through and I check off, sometimes I pay a little more, a little less, depending on whether it's a birthday or something that's, fully funded. But This is what I do. I use an envelope system. So what I use is an envelope system. So basically what I do is I have an envelope for each of the items that I'm trying to save for throughout every single month. That might make it a little bit easier to see. So this is one envelope that I have for Christmas. I don't wait for Christmas to come and say, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay for it? I figure out how much money I want to spend on every single person. I save that money throughout the year, and then I'm able to spend that money, spend my Christmas money comfortably on my friends and family, and I have that money set aside. So I'm only into May at this point, but when I get done at the end of the year, I'm going to have a nice little envelope of cash set aside, and I know that's how much I have to spend for my Christmas presents. It's the same thing if I want to have grocery money or, whatever the bills are that I have each one of those set up in an envelope, and I fund them on the first of every month, and then I just put those away and I don't think about it till the next month. Now, the second thing that I do is I invested in this really nifty little wallet. Basically what I do is on the first of the month, I take the money out of my envelope and I put that inside of my grocery envelope. I allow $100 a month for my envelopes, and with this particular envelope, so I know I have $100 to spend any way I want on groceries throughout the month. Now, if I get a gift card or anything like that, that just adds to the money that I can spend. But for the most part, it works out really nice. I know I have about $25 a week that I can spend on groceries. I do a lot of other things to cut back on groceries, to save money and prepare throughout the month. And I can go over some of those too. Then I have $100 in blow money. Now this is just money if I want to go to the movies or I want to take the grandkids out for lunch or what have you. I have $100 a month that I can spend just any way that I want. And I have a couple of envelopes in here just because these are some of the things that if I'm spending money on a birthday gift or whatever, I'll keep the envelope inside. But basically, and then I have a little envelope in the back, which is all of my gift cards. So I try to do that if I'm out somewhere and I want a coffee or something, I've got gift cards and things put aside. So this is a really nice thing to have. When my money's gone at the end of the month and say I've got 4 or 5 days left and I need something, I just figure out something else I can utilize for my groceries. I don't go buy anything without using cash at the grocery store. The fourth rule that I have for achieving financial freedom is paying myself first. Now, I've done this as long as I've been working. I'm a very good saver. Even not being on more of a retired income, even now I still work to save. I have a 52-week challenge that I'm doing right now where basically I put together a challenge of everything that I'm doing for 52 weeks. I'm on week 22 right now, so my goal is to save about $1,378 by the end of the year. And then I also keep another can, which is rolled up coin. So I keep all of my coin at the end of every single month, and I put that in a can. As soon as I get 50 cents or what have you, I roll all these things up with these coin holders, and I get these at the Dollar Tree. They're really inexpensive. Get a big bag for $1.25 now, I guess. But throughout the time that I worked full-time, I always worked very hard at making sure if I had a 401k or a deferred comp that I always saved as much as I could. I tried to hit the maximum. If I couldn't hit the maximum, I would work on making an extra house payment or what have you. I wish I could tell you that my house is paid off. It's not, but it is paid down quite a bit. And my husband and I actually have a 15-year loan right now. So we are trying to get this house paid off in the next 5 to 7 years. But paying yourself first, that's really an important thing, whether it be small saving challenges, large savings challenges, whatever it is. If your way of saving is paying off your car or paying off your house or, putting money in the bank, all those things are important. And I felt through the years that, a lot of people that were kind of examples in my life really didn't save for retirement. They just kind of winged it. And when retirement came, they weren't prepared. So that was a real motivator for me. My husband and I have always been pretty good savers. We don't really buy a lot of things that we don't need. We try to live off of what we have, and those things have been a huge way of helping us to save for the future, for retirement, for all those things. So number 5 on my list, lastly, is minimalism. I strongly believe in being minimalistic as much as humanly possible. I try my very best not to even go into shopping to stores for clothing and furniture and, what have you. I know that's a hobby for a lot of people, but for me, if I do it, then I usually end up spending money. So if I'm in the market for clothes, I try to find things that are on sale. Oftentimes at the end of the year, Black Friday, after Christmas sales, New Year's Eve sales, those are really good sales for clothing. So I will save up throughout the year and try to get some money put aside. And that time of the year, I usually buy some clothes for throughout the year to have. I don't spend a lot of money on furniture. I pretty much just redo what I have. If I have an older bedroom set, I'll paint it, I'll fix it up. I try to make as many things as I can. And I try to save a lot of money that way. But I think the biggest way that I save money every single month, and this is consistently, and I've done it for years and years and years, is on food. Food is such a huge expense. When you look at your living expenses, and then you look at your car and gas expense, utilities, food is right there up at the top of of that list. Now, at this point in my life, it's just myself and my husband. But at one point, I had my sons at home. I had friends of theirs come over. I had friends of mine over. There was a time when I was actually spending more on food than I do now. But even then, I was very good at setting money aside, trying to stay within a budget. And I've always had a garden. I've always been very good at preserving food through canning, freezing, dehydrating, things like that. So I always have food. I am one of those people, if I make a lasagna and my husband and I eat a third of it, 2/3 of it gets put into portion control, and I'll freeze it with some other things. And I have freezer meals to probably last me a year. I have so much food in my freezers and my can jars and all kinds of things. And it saves me tremendously. I mean, it's just things that I do all the time, every single day. And they add up. They add up astronomically. So I did want to give you some examples on how you can save money on the groceries. First, I would say first and foremost, make sure you stick within your budget. If you have a budget of your family for $250 a month, put that money aside and say $250. When that's up, it's up. We're not spending any more money on food. You can do it. You can be creative. There's lots of good recipes online. The second thing is cut back on eating out, fast food. If you just do some meal planning and some meal prepping, You can really help yourself, at the last minute. Oh gosh, I gotta go get a hamburger or something. I have nothing thought out. Well, that's why I do freezer meals. There's always something I can pull out of the freezer at the last minute. Another idea nowadays is to use your apps. I mean, there's so much free food on apps. It's ridiculous. And these companies will send stuff all the time for coupons and buy one, get one free, all kinds of stuff. So when you do go out, it does save you quite a bit of money. Another thing saves a lot of money. And I think if you were to look at it, if you're somebody who likes going to Starbucks every day or coffee houses, make your own coffee at home. Even if you're to look at investing in a nice espresso machine or something like that, over the long run, if you go out a lot for coffee and things, you're still going to save money. So make your coffee at home, make your lunches, prepare meals ahead of time, and try to make it fun. I try to think of things that I would really enjoy eating if I were to go out. And usually I feel like I can just make it better myself. I like my own cooking. Another really good idea is meal planning. Now, every Sunday night, come rain or shine, I have this little form that I made up. It just lists the days of the week. I have a little slot there that I can write in what I'm making for dinner. And then on the right side of it, I've left a little column, and it's basically a list. I put it on top of my refrigerator, and when I'm going through the week, I know exactly what I'm going to make night after night after night. And if I run out of butter or milk or eggs or something, I just write it on my list. I take that list with me when it's time to go to the store. I have my new list up the following Sunday, and that meal prepping helps me tremendously. And of course, you can prep around sales at different kinds of stores and things like that. So those are the keys to my financial freedom. Those are the rules that I follow. I think the number one rule is to budget, and probably number two is to stop spending. And if you can conquer those and you can figure out what your why is, maybe you'll want to be a little bit more frugal too. Maybe you're already frugal, I don't know. But these are some of the things that I follow that have helped me achieve the goals that I really want at this point in my life. So good luck to you. I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. I'd love to have you as a subscriber to my channel. I try to think of different things that are interesting for my viewers, and I really appreciate any comments or feedback that you have. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.